Hello, this is The Bittersweet Life. I'm Katy Sewell. Every month over at patreon.com/The Bittersweet Life podcast, our monthly supporters get to listen to bonus episodes of this show. Here is a preview of the most recent episode. So if you just listened recently to the episode, what did you call it? Clive versus Constance?
That's what you called it.
I called it Clive versus Constance, which is, of course, the name of my sister's brain tumor, which Clive was what my sister Sarah named it. This will make a lot more sense if you go back and listen to the episode that's titled that before you listen to this discussion. Otherwise, you're gonna be like, what are we talking about? What brain tumor? So what is that? Episode 577?
77.
Yeah, 577. So listen to that, then come back and enjoy this bonus episode, because we're going to be just talking about some of the stuff we talk about on that episode and what's been going on since. Clive was the tumor's name. Clive got removed in a brain surgery. And so if you listen to that episode, you hear us recording the night before the brain surgery. And then the second half of that episode is about not quite a week later, but as soon as Dana gets back home from the hospital after the brain surgery is done. Obviously, we're a lot further down the road than that at this point because it's been a month.
We talk a lot about the passage of time on this podcast. For whatever reason, it comes up a lot.
Yes.
A month is, pretty clear marker. We all know what a month feels like. Does it feel like it's been a month, or does it feel like it's been a lot longer or a lot shorter?
I think longer. It feels longer. It definitely feels longer because for multiple reasons, I think. We have just been through so much. I mean, in normal day-to-day life, if you had to have a brain surgery, that would be the biggest thing on your calendar, for you and your whole family. It might be the
biggest thing in a decade, yeah.
Yeah, and because so much has occurred since then, it feels both short and long. I mean, where we are at right now, Dana, I just flew back after being down there for the second time. So I was down there for this surgery and for a little over a week, I believe, around that period. And then I just came back from a week down there again. I mean, in that month-long period of time, the tumor that they took out is starting to grow back again already. They can see it already coming back. So that makes it feel like it's a longer period of time in a way because, I don't know. It's both because they told us it's a very fast-growing tumor. And so the fact that it's back again and it's not a golf ball size, it's just starting to kind of reappear. In the meantime, from our last taping, they've also found another tumor on the other side of her head, on the other side of her brain, which luckily that one is quite stable at the moment. For those of you who are keeping track of the koala bears, because, Clive gets removed, it's replaced by a koala bear named Constance. And so that will make sense if you listen to the original episode. But my family's big when it comes to cancer on visualizations. And so there's a koala bear named Constance who's working on the cancer on that side of the brain. And of course, now that there's a tumor on the other side, there's another koala bear, and that koala bear is Hope, is her name. Hope is doing a good job over there. Constance needs to pick up the pace a little bit. I had an interesting dream though.
Okay.
We don't really talk much about dreams, but I thought this one was so beautifully symbolic that I don't know. I want to tell you about it. I'll keep it brief because you know how dreams are. Where somebody's like, I had the coolest dream, and then they go on for 20 minutes and you're like, what? I don't get it. Okay, so I had this dream when I was down there. And in the dream, I'm going up a dark mountain hillside in a truck, okay? There's enough light so that you can see the road and the trees and the slope, but it's kind of like a twilight type lighting, if you can picture that. Mm-hmm. So it's twilight heading toward dark, all right?
Okay.
And the first thing that happens, and I'm riding passenger seat. I have no idea who's driving this truck, okay? Never look over. Doesn't matter anyway, because I'm about to get out of the truck anyway. But I'm in the truck, and I'm going up the hill, and the first thing that happens is a squirrel runs in front of the truck, and the truck hits the squirrel. And I look back and watch the truck behind us swerve to try not to run over the squirrel again, who's just sort of half dazed and smushed on the road. As we go further and further up the hill, we come to a very sharp right turn. And across that turn in the road, it's like as if the entire landscape has been utterly devastated. There is roadkill everywhere. Dead animals all over the place. Burned out trees. It just looks horrific. And I get out of the truck and I'm just like, holy, like, what happened here? Is it impossible for these animals to cross the road at this jagged of a turn? And then I look over in all of this ruination. And sitting over in the corner, quietly munching, is a very cute koala bear. It's just sitting there, like, munching away. Like this, looking casual in just this landscape of utter destruction. And I walk over to this koala bear and I say, hey, are you Constance? And the koala bear says, yeah. And I say, hey, is Dana gonna survive? And Constance goes, yeah.
Oh my God.
That's the only part of that dream that I remember.
When did you have this dream?
Just a few days ago. No recording. Mm-hmm.
Wow. That is, that's almost like giving me goosebumps. I don't know. I guess you have to decide whether you think dreams are prophetic or whether you think that dreams are your subconscious, or maybe it's a little bit of both. But I mean, it's pretty meaningful, I think.
If you want to hear more, support the show. For $5 a month or more, you can keep this show in operation and give yourself the gift of added listening. Patreon.com/The Bittersweet Life Podcast. There's a link in the show notes. Thank you so much, and talk soon.